Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave, the Daily Dave. It's been a minute, right, since we had a Daily Dave. I thought I'd come back and give you one here in response to a question from a fellow podcaster who is trying to navigate the world of interviews. And being the host of their podcast, they want to bring on guests. And they're like, Dave, you have, 9 podcasts right now? Like, what's going on? You have so many people coming on your show. How do you keep it all organized? So I'll give you a little behind the scenes to what Dave does. Now, this is how I do this. You can do however you want to do your show and be happy with that. But if there's some little nugget in here that helps you with your podcast, then great. That's why we're here. So I'm a paper and pen guy. Let's start off the bat there. I'm mid-50s, so having everything on a phone or my computer it's good. I do that too, but I like to see what's in front of me visually. It helps me. So I do paper and pen. And I actually, side note, is I recycle every kind of paper I can in my house. I know. So if it's got a good side on it, I'm going to reuse it. So if you flip over any of my papers, you're going to see a variety of things from all kinds of old bills and all kinds of stuff. I just reuse everything I can. It's kind of in my DNA. If I can reuse that other side of the paper, hey, why not, right? So that's just a little side note. I have clipboards for every one of my podcasts. On my clipboard, I'm grabbing my Dad Space one while I'm chatting with you here. On my clipboard, the front page is a list of the dates my episodes go live and the episode number. So right now, as I'm recording, I have episode 174, which went out on March 31st. And then I have all of my dates for April, May, June, July, August already written out so that I know that on August 4th, episode 192 will be going out. And they always go out on the same time, always on the same day. This is a weekly podcast, so there'll be a Monday, August 4th. Episode 192 will be live. Now, I haven't even recorded episode 192, but I can see already where I'm headed. So I already have all my numbers written out on this page up to episode 200, which will go out on September 29th, my oldest son's birthday. There you go. So I already know that. That's one way I keep organized. I know all my episode numbers, and I know all my dates pre-written out. That way I already know where I'm at. And what I do is just I highlight them as I record. So I today could record episode 200 that goes out on September 29th, and it is now actually April 29th. There's no reason why I can't jump ahead and record something in September, even though it's April, right? I can record it now, set it for a future date to go live in my hosting site, and move on. And then I just highlight it. I'll do all the other work behind the scenes after it's recorded. I have my title, my content, everything's finished. But I know at a glance where I'm at, and I can see what's done, what's not done. So that's one thing I keep organized. Every podcast that I do has a page on the front, on the clipboard, that shows me all of the dates and the episode numbers into the future. Highlighted what's done, unhighlighted, it's not done yet. So that's my first step. On the same clipboard are all of my interview pre-chat sheets. So I do a pre-interview for every guest for my show. Every time somebody comes on my podcast, I meet them. We have like a 20, 30-minute conversation, and then I send them a recording link, and we record in the future. A week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever works for them. But the pre-chat for me is a great way to build a bridge with them. And then when we come back to recording, it feels different. It really feels different. I tried doing it all in one at the beginning, and I found that the conversations were very surface level. We didn't really get into anything deep. I was unprepared because I didn't really know them as much. And the reason I do a pre-chat is before I invest time in researching my guest, I know if it's going to go somewhere. So I had somebody who wanted to come on this show, and all they wanted to do was sell you a super expensive program. They offered me a very healthy kind of kickback to promote them on this show, but they had zero value for you. And like, we're talking like a $20,000, $30,000 course. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's going to work for me on the show, despite the healthy kickback I would get for everybody who signs up for this $20,000, $30,000 course. I would make some good coin, but I'm thinking of you. And I'm like, I don't think I would listen to that episode, so I don't think you would. So that's my choice for my show, and I decided not to do it. So that means I didn't invest days and days of research to meet somebody for the first time and hit record on the same episode. I leave the research until after the pre-chat, because then I know where we're going to go, and if we're a good fit for the show, if we're a good fit for each other, they're a good fit for you as the audience, I'm a good fit for them as a guest, whatever. So that's kind of how I do that. So I don't invest any time researching my guests pretty much prior to the pre-chat. And then we do the pre-chat, I do the research, we come back and record. So on my clipboard, again, a list of all the episode numbers and dates. I have every sheet alphabetically for all my guests so that I have one clipboard for my show. And then I can move to another show, like Living the Next Chapter, my author podcast. This one, I have all my dates written out right now, into the future as well, same thing. And what I do for this one, because I do 3 episodes a week, and I talked about 10 to 20 people a week for the show, just this show, is I use this clipboard in my episode dates front page as a way for me to track my editing as well. Because what happens is I have more episodes than I have bandwidth on my hosting site. They cap me at a limit per hours per month, and I have more content than I can release. So what I do is I leverage YouTube, and I do a early release of the episode on YouTube as an audio format. I know, come for me if you want. I do an audio version of it because it travels better, and my YouTube strategy differs from probably 99% of people. I really don't care about YouTube as a strategy for my show. So all you people who email me, would you please stop? I don't use it for that. I use it as a online storage drive that the world has access to, my guests have access to, and I'm not here to build a community on YouTube. I have zero interest in that. I'm just using it as a way to get stuff out early and to be found. And if you listen to my show on YouTube, thank you. I love you. You're so great. But that's not my strategy. I don't promote it as a place to build my community. No. It's just there as an easy way to get it out there. So I do an early release when I can't give the guest their episode in a timely fashion. I might record with you today, and it might be 3 months before your episode goes live because I have people ahead of you and I have a schedule. So I'll do my best to try to work around the schedule and get you in there, but there's times where you're going to have to wait. So that's where I use YouTube. I edit the podcast. I did it today. I recorded the podcast, edited the show, and now it's already on YouTube today, same day that I did the interview with my guest. And a little thing you might want to put in front of your guest instead of rating and reviewing your show, because that's tired. Say to them, listen, go to the YouTube channel when your episode goes live and jump in the comments and just make some comment about the episode, about your book, whatever, because the people who like to listen and participate on YouTube around your content, they would love to connect with you as the author, the guest on that particular episode. So you being in the chat opens the door for them to talk to you as well. And I don't even need to be there. So all you guests, when your host releases your episode on Spotify or on YouTube, and you can comment or leave comments in the chat or whatever, then do that. Make your comments so people can see that you're there as the guest on that particular show. It just kind of boosts that video a little bit, and it also allows the community to see you and reach out to you. It's pretty a cool thing. So please consider doing that. So I use my checklist to identify what episodes are live on YouTube, but are waiting to be uploaded to my hosting site because, again, I'm capped out. So I have these episodes complete, ready to go, and I got to wait for the next calendar month so that I can upload into the future. So I'm stuck on these episodes. So on my desktop, on my computer, I just leave them outside of the file folder as they're not uploaded yet. But I make a note on my main front page of my clipboard that just tells me that this is live on YouTube, but not live on Buzzsprout for that show. And that's kind of how I keep track of what's live and what's not. That's one of my steps. On the actual pre-chat, if I take a look at my pre-chat sheet, now I just write up a new one every time. I don't have them pre-printed or anything because, that's a lot of work. I just have, if you can imagine this, the top of the page on the left, I have the name of the podcast because I have multiple shows. I have the name of the podcast. I have the guest name. And then I have any email address that has come to me through a PR agency or the guests themselves directly. I have that written down. This has saved my bacon so much in the future when I'm trying to find an email address. So hard. If you don't track that down, it's going to be really hard because it might come in from one person and then they switch you over to their business email instead of their personal email. You can't find anything in your inbox. So that's one way that I keep track for my guests is on the left again, the name of the show. If you only have one show, you probably don't need to do that. The name of the show, the name of the guest, and also the email for however you got contacted by your guest. And this one I'm looking at in front of me, it's the publicity, the publicity company and the guest. I have 2 emails for this one guest. And then on the right-hand side of the page, I have the pre-chat date. So when did we have our pre-chat? And then I have the invite date. So this is after the chat. I send them the link to recording. And if I haven't sent the link to recording, that's blank. So that's a to-do thing for me to remember to go in and send them the link to recording. It's a manual process, I get it, but for me it works. So I have the pre-chat date, the invite has been sent date, and then I have the recording date. So once we meet and we record, I fill in that date as well. I leave these things not filled in until they're complete so that I can, at a glance, I can flip through anything and see where I've missed something in all the crazy chaos of keeping all this running. I can see. And then in the middle of the page at the top is where I would put the episode number. So I just do E225, right? Episode 225. I put that right in the middle at the top, right in the center. And for me, I just circle it. The bottom right corner of the page, I have the word done, and I just circle the word done. I have YouTube with a little underlined spot beside the word YouTube. That's where I've uploaded the podcast to YouTube, but it's not on my hosting site, Buzzsprout. And then I have thanks with a long line. And on that long line, I put a date. So when I send back my links, the artwork, a thank you email to my guest, I fill in that date. And again, that's an unfilled space until I send the email. And when I send it, I just write in the date that I sent the email back to my guest. Again, I include a thumbnail image for the episode. And then I also include the Instagram dimensions for an Instagram post, also branded to my show with the guest, the title of the episode, all that stuff. I send that back to them. So that's when I fill in the date, along with a standard email with all the links, with the images, and a thank you. Drafted and created for my guest. So that's what I'm looking at on my page. And then on my page, I just write in anything from the pre-chat that will be my source of remembering our conversation, key points. Maybe a question came up to me while I was listening in the pre-chat that I want to ask them. I might not ask them in the pre-chat or tell them I'm going to ask this question, but there's something about what they said that's really interesting. I'm going to make note of that. This is also the page where I'm going to do my research and fill in the gaps in preparation for my interview. I don't give my guests the questions in advance. I don't know the questions in advance. Transparently, I have no idea what's going to happen next in the episode. This comes with over 1,000, 1,200 episodes as a host, interviewing people, and I have an HR background. So I interview people all the time. So I already have that skill set, and I already have that ability to ask questions. And being a curious person, I don't want to stifle my curiosity with a set list of questions. That's how I do it. Now, you might like a set of questions. Great, do that and do it well. Excellent. I love that for you. Great. Whatever works for you, works for you. It's just kind of how I'm doing it. So again, on my clipboard, the dates and episode numbers all the way out into the future, recorded and not even recorded. So at a glance, I can see what's done because it's highlighted, what's not done because it's not highlighted. That's my main page on every clipboard for every show. And then a page for every guest on my clipboard that on the left says the name of the show, the guest name, and any emails associated to that correspondence to set up the pre-chat. On the right, the pre-chat date, the invite sent date, the recording date. In the middle, episode number, episode 225 at the top. And in the bottom right corner, because I flip through my pages, I put it in the bottom right, I have the word done circled. I have YouTube with a little underline beside it to check off. That means I've uploaded the audio version to YouTube, to my podcast playlist. I have that as the second one. And then the last one is my thank you. That's my email that I've sent back to the guest, which includes the thumbnail, the Instagram post, links to everything, a link to the audio version of the podcast through Podlink, pod.link. I have a link to their specific episode, not just the show in general. And then I have a link to the YouTube version, audio, on YouTube. So I have both of those links as well. Then they can share it as they wish. Works really well. That's my process on the clipboards in front of me. And yeah, I'm interested to know how you keep yourself organized, especially if you have multiple shows and you're getting information from a lot of different places. And one last tip I would say for you, use an automated calendar tool that automatically adjusts for time zones. I use Calendly, and I have a calendar invite for all of my different shows separately, so that I know as they come into my inbox, I know who's who and what show are we talking about. That's how I do that. So use Calendly. Something else similar, great. I love Calendly. And if you just want to get together and chat about your podcast, you're looking for ideas, maybe in ways you can be more organized. I'm not a guru in organization. What works for me, but I'm willing to kind of talk through your process and just spend some time with you. Anytime, HowToPodcast.ca. Love to hang out with you anytime. I love talking to fellow podcasters, and I love listening to podcasts. So if I don't know about your show yet, I can't listen. So please let me know at HowToPodcast.ca. Click the SpeakPipe link. Tell me about your show. Tell me what it's all about. I'd love to come and listen. And as one podcaster to another, keep podcasting. Keep sharing your message. Keep showing up for an audience who knows you. They love you. They trust you. And keep just being you. We need more of you in this world. Thanks for being here. Take care.